All right, I think we are live. Woohoo! Hi there, I'm Sage Grayson, a former book editor turned life coach, and I help ambitious career women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. Thank you so much for joining me again on Facebook Live. Fingers crossed it's working well. I know I'm kind of playing with fire here because I'm doing a Facebook Live in the afternoon. I don't know if you remember one of my previous Facebook Lives, but as I was recording in the afternoon, like the sun was coming across my face and I was like making these like really weird faces to be like talking to you with the sun in my face. But we are doing this again. We are here on Facebook Live. Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying these Facebook Live sessions, if you want me to do some kind of Q&A with you, if you want some kind of Monday motivation. Tell me what you think about these Facebook Live sessions, and maybe we'll keep doing them. All right, so what are we talking about today? Well, today I've got a really special topic for you. We are talking about the 10 habits of expert life editors. And I think some of you have been following me for quite a while now, and you might think like, Sage, there's nothing else to learn. I already know the 5 steps of the life editing process. I already did life editing for beginners or Startup in 60, or I follow your YouTube or whatever. And I get it. A lot of us are really good at kind of the basics of life editing. We know when we need to tweak things. We know when we need to make some changes. We know when something's stressing us out, that's usually a cue that it's time to edit something. But I also know, after doing this for almost 5 years, I've been a coach for almost 5 years, and I have coached, gosh, thousands of women. And I've coached them to start their own businesses, to get fit and healthy, to cut out toxic relationships, to become their best selves. And what I've noticed, there is a select group of women who I would call expert life editors. They take it to that next level. They're doing just a little bit more than what I see the usual group of life editors doing. You've probably noticed this if you've taken life editing for beginners, or if you've taken any course from another coach or another entrepreneur, that everyone's really gung-ho right at the beginning. Like the first week, everyone is there, everyone's watching the videos, everyone's doing the worksheets, everyone's in the Facebook group. But then as time goes by, fewer and fewer people are still in it. Fewer and fewer people are still doing the work. So what I'm talking about today are the habits of those expert life editors, the ones that stick around to the very end, the ones who are always looking for more at the end of a course, the ones who really make those big changes, like the ones who reach 6 figures in their business or more, the ones who reach their goal weight and maintain it, the ones who find new jobs with a huge pay increase, the ones who actually carve out time in their week for their families, for their kids. Rather than just saying they want to, they actually do it. So today, I'm going to share with you, and I've got my little cheat sheet so I don't lose any of them. I want to tell you 10 habits of these expert life editors. And I'm doing so with the hopes that you'll become one too. That you'll say like, okay, I'm tired of this surface level editing. I want to go deeper. I really want to see how far I can take this life editing. Okay, let's go. Number 1 is they build their gratitude practices. Yeah, so step 1 of my life editing process is create a gratitude foundation. So like a foundation of a house that holds you up, keeps you stable, supports everything, your gratitude foundation supports you. You want to have some kind of gratitude practice that you can stick with so that you're always focusing on the things that are going well, the things that are working for you. That's your foundation. We start with gratitude with life editing because by focusing on those little blessings in our lives, it gives us the energy to do everything else that we want to do. If you dive right in with like a new exercise routine and a new nutrition program, or you start sending out resumes left or right, or whatever it is that you're editing, you're gonna burn out really fast. So you gotta create that foundation of gratitude that like, hey, maybe your life isn't perfect right now, but there are things that are going well. There are things that are supporting you, and you really need to focus on those first. So these expert life editors, they build their gratitude practice. They're always looking for ways to up their gratitude game. So maybe they start with like a gratitude journal. If you go to sagegrayson.com, you can download my free gratitude journal, which is still the most downloaded printable on my website. But maybe these expert life editors do something more. Maybe they create like a gratitude jar that they do with their whole family, and everyone keeps putting things into the jar, little slips of paper saying things that they're thankful for. Maybe they start bookending their day with gratitude, where in the morning they list 10 things that they're thankful for in the morning, and then they end the day by focusing on the best part of the day right before they go to sleep, so they have really sweet dreams. That's what I mean that they're building their gratitude practice. They're not content with just like writing the same gratitude list over and over and over again. I mean, how many of us have done that? We have a gratitude journal and like every entry is exactly the same because we don't know what to say. They're always looking for different ways to be grateful. Ooh, another great way is to do like an Instagram challenge where every day you post a picture of something different that you're grateful for. So that's number one. They are building their gratitude practice. Number two, these expert life editors focus on positivity. Yes, they are definitely the Pollyannas. They're definitely the really annoying people that you're like, I can't believe she's happy all the time. And a lot of people say that about me because I'm like really peppy a lot. But you've got to focus on positivity if you really want to get what you want in life. Because there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be things on the news that you would just rather not see. I'm right there with you. I don't even watch the news anymore because I'm like, I can't deal with this. So focusing on positivity, seeing the glass as half full, is going to help you reach your goals faster. It's much easier to do the hard work that we need to do if we're in a positive frame of mind. I mean, think about that. If your boss comes to your desk and it's 5 o'clock and you're about to leave and she like dumps this huge report on your desk and she's like, can you please get this out tonight? I really, really, really need you to do this. If you're in a happy mood and you're feeling good and you're taking care of yourself, you're gonna be okay like doing whatever that thing is right before you leave. You're not gonna, if you're in a grumpy mood, it's gonna take you like twice as long to get it done. I know that has happened to me where if I'm in a bad mood and I've got something that I need to do, it takes me so much longer to get it done. I know you've experienced this too. So these expert life editors, they're always focusing on positivity. They're always, always looking on the bright side of life, as it were. And if you start doing that too, it's gonna make everything else you're working on that much easier. All right, number three, they delete bad influences. So this is actually step 2 of the life editing process, deleting bad influences. Well, what in the world is a bad influence? I don't know, is it my neighbor? I have no idea what that is. So bad influences are things that drain your energy, things that make you angry, things that frustrate you, things that are not adding value to your life. That's what I mean by a bad influence. So these expert life editors, they are always on the lookout for these bad influences. Because if they don't notice them, then they're gonna start affecting them negatively. So when you find a bad influence, you gotta delete it. You gotta clean it up, get it out of your life. This is what we're talking about with life editing. So you guys know I'm a former book editor, and I use the same techniques that I used to use when I was editing books now as I help people edit their lives. So you get it. This is what people think of when they think of an editor, like get the red pen, cross things off, delete everything. This is what we're doing in our lives now. So we're deleting those things that drain us, the things that make us feel bad about ourselves. So maybe this is junk food. No, not you. You don't eat junk food. No, of course not. But let's just say there's someone who needs to go like look in her pantry and get rid of the chips and get rid of the cookies. Yeah, those are bad influences. Things that kind of make you feel icky and bad after you've been in contact with them. Another a bad influence might be a job. I know we hate to think about that, but maybe your job is doing more harm than good. This totally happened to me about 10 years ago. I had the worst job in the world. I was getting violently ill on the drive to work every single day. Like, shout out to my husband, Chris, for taking care of me during that time, because I was a wreck. I was having panic attacks every few days. Like I said, I was getting sick on the way to work, which is really gross. And I just hated it so, so much. So that was a bad influence that I had to get rid of. I had to find another job to save my life, really. So maybe it's not as dramatic as that to you, but maybe you're getting passed over for promotions. Maybe you don't like the work that you're doing. Maybe you're in the wrong field. Whatever it is, it's just not a job that lifts you up. It's a job that drains you. So yeah, so that would be a bad influence that you'd have to delete. Life editors are always, always looking for these bad influences to clean them up. You want to be aware of them so you can get rid of them. Because if you're not looking for them, they're going to pile up. And then all of a sudden, like, something really bad is going to happen. You're going to be like, I didn't know. So always be deleting those bad influences. All right, number 4, expert life editors create boundaries. So let's say you have this bad influence and you can't delete it, like your mother-in-law or something. You don't want to go to jail, so you can't delete those bad influences. Or it's something that at this time you just can't get rid of it. If you can't delete it, you create a boundary. So a boundary is a way to protect your energy, to take care of you while that bad influence is still hovering around in the background. So here's some ideas. Let's say, let's go back to the mother-in-law. Let's say your mother-in-law is really critical, and every time you're around her, she's criticizing the way you raise your kids, and she's just nasty to you. You come up with a plan with your partner that you don't allow the mother-in-law to come to your house. You only see the mother-in-law like at family events. And then when you're at a family event and the mother-in-law is being mean to you again, you warn her once. You say, hey, I don't like you talking to me like that, or please stop criticizing my parenting techniques. Whatever you need to say, you clearly tell her to stop. If she does it again, you, your partner, your kids, everyone as a united front leaves. You leave the event. Like, that's your ground rule. That's your boundary. So you're still around that bad influence, but you're protecting yourself. You're getting other people on your side, and you're saying, I'm not going to let this go on for 3 hours. I'm going to protect myself. She was warned, and you just do what you need to do. So that's a way you can create a boundary if you're not able to completely delete the bad influence. So that's another thing that expert life editors do. They create those boundaries. All right, number 5. We're plowing right through them. Expert life editors add good habits. Yeah. So they think about the things that they want in their life, who they want to be, the things that they want to be doing. So maybe that's having a date night every week. Maybe that's making time for their kids. Maybe that's getting up early to exercise. Maybe it's flossing their teeth. So think about that. Think about the habits that maybe you wish you could incorporate in your life, but you haven't done it for whatever reason. Things that you've always wanted to do. Things that help you be the ideal version of yourself. Expert life editors are constantly working to add those good habits in. I've got a great book that I want you to check out when you get a chance. It's called Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. And it's all about how to incorporate habits based on your unique personality types. It's so good. It's much more detailed than what I can go into during this quick little Facebook Live video. But please check out Better Than Before. If you are having trouble adding good habits, I recommend reading it so you can create a habit that actually plays to your personality strengths. One other quick tip about adding good habits. I know you can add good habits. That's why it's step 3 of the life editing process. I know you can do this because you've added good habits already in your life. There are already things that you do that are like habitual, that you do on autopilot. So you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth. That's a habit that you created. Maybe like you get your coffee before you go to the office or whatever. Or maybe you have this habit of collapsing on the couch as soon as you get home from work. Whatever it is, good or bad, you have made habits in your life. So that's how I know you can make habits in the future. If you're having trouble creating a good habit, try trigger habits. That's where you find a habit that you already do and that's already on autopilot, and you use it to trigger the habit that you want to create. So your new habit piggybacks on the habit that you already have. So if you already brush your teeth in the morning and you want to do something like write in your gratitude journal, do it immediately after brushing your teeth. So one habit triggers the new one. It's an easy way to create a new habit by just lumping it together with something you already do. All right, so that's number 5. Expert life editors are always adding the good habits that they want in their lives. Okay, number 6, they fake it till they make it. I know that sounds really silly, like, really, I've got to like pretend I'm a billionaire right now. I got to pretend I'm a supermodel. Yeah, kind of you do. Here's the thing, our minds are super powerful. I know you know this, and I know you guys know that I'm a big proponent of the law of attraction. What we think about, we create. I know you know people in your lives who are total Debbie Downers, and like they're magnets for bad things, and all they do is complain about the bad things in their life, and they just keep attracting more and more and more bad things. If we can get you to start acting like how you want to live your life, like how you want to be feeling, you'll start attracting those good things to you. I know you've seen people do this at work, where you're supposed to dress for the job that you want instead of the job that you have. I saw a really funny cartoon. I'm going to try to find it. It was a little comic strip, and it's like, you should always dress for the job you want, not the job that you have. And in the second panel, the guy comes to work and he's dressed like Batman in the office. So I guess that's kind of like the job you might want to have. But realistically, you want to dress like how your managers dress. You don't want to dress like how, I don't know, how you used to dress when you were right out of college or when you used to be an assistant. Like, dress like how you want to be perceived. So that's what I mean by faking it till you make it. If you're like in the clothes of someone who's more successful, you'll start to feel successful. Let's say you want to be fit and healthy. Well, fake it. If you're looking in the fridge, like, what should I eat for lunch today? Well, think about, what would a fit person do? What would a healthy person do? What would that person eat? What would that person do in terms of a workout? And then fake it. You might even want to create an alter ego, like, I don't know, pretend you're Jillian Michaels and do whatever you think she would do. That's what we're talking about, faking it till you make it. Because after a while, you won't be faking it anymore. All right, moving along. Number 7, expert life editors rearrange everything. So this is step 4 of the life editing process. Expert life editors know that nothing is written in stone, and it's okay to get a little creative, move things around, and be a bit flexible. So you don't have to do things in the order that people say you have to do. Like, if working out in the morning is not working for you, then try working out during your lunch break, or try working out in the evenings. Be flexible to move things around in ways that fit your lifestyle and your personality. So maybe you need to think about something that, like doing your hobby. Maybe you save your hobby for the weekend, but by the weekend you're so exhausted you can't even do your hobby. So maybe try to incorporate your hobby in the evenings so that you get a little bit of self-care going on there, which we'll talk about in a moment. But you're being flexible. You're rearranging things until you get that perfect flow. And I think you've probably realized this before, where maybe you think you have all the components of a well-edited life, but you're still getting tripped up. There's still bottlenecks. Things aren't flowing as well as they could. So we're really talking about time management here. And it's okay to move things around so that everything fits. Really, your life is a puzzle, and you just want to make sure that all of the pieces are fitting where they're supposed to be, so everything gets touched, everything gets done. So yes, expert life editors are really, really good at rearranging. All right, number 8, expert life editors are super strategic with their time. So what do I mean by strategic? Well, okay, Not that any of you would do this, of course, but maybe you have something really important to do, like a really big project that you just got to get out, or maybe you've got to publish a blog post, or maybe you've got to do a report for your boss, or maybe you've got to like get ready for that presentation that's happening tomorrow, whatever it is. So instead of actually working on that really, really important thing, you use your time to check your email again, or goof off on Facebook, or scroll through Instagram, or get a snack, or go take a nap. That's not being really strategic with your limited time. We always think we're going to have more time in the future, but that's just not true. We always think we're going to have more money in the future too, but that's not necessarily true. So being strategic about your time means using the limited amount of time that you have purposefully. So at the beginning of your day or the night before, you choose what's your number one priority. What must you get done so that you can feel good about yourself the next day? What things are leading you closer to your goals? You guys might be familiar with push goals. So a push goal is the goal that once completed makes all of your other goals possible or much, much easier to achieve. So if you think of a row of dominoes, where all the dominoes are lined up, if you push the first one, all the dominoes come crashing down. So that's what your push goal is. It's the goal that makes everything else possible. And that's where you want to focus your time and focus your energy, because you've got limited time, you've got limited energy, so use it wisely. And expert life editors do just that. They really front load their day with their highest priority tasks. Okay, number 9, we're almost done. They make white space a priority. What's white space? Well, those of you who are in the publishing world, you know what I'm talking about. White space is literally the white space on a printed page. It's usually in the margins. It's where there's no text and no images. So this is step 5 of the life editing process. Expert life editors put their self-care first. Like they put the oxygen mask on themselves first. You've got to take care of yourself first if you want to have the energy to take care of anyone else. If you want to be a good employee, if you want to be a good wife, if you want to be a good mom, you've got to replenish your limited energy stores. So expert life editors make white space a priority. They put it in their calendar as if it was any other important appointment. Because really it is. So when we're talking about white space, we're talking about self-care, not self-comfort, which you've heard me talk about before, but really quickly. Self-care are those things that care for you, that give you energy. And self-comfort are those things that comfort you in the moment, but they really numb you out. They don't give you energy. So choose self-care things like a bubble bath or reading or exercising, something like that, or having a meaningful conversation, rather than self-comfort things like eating a candy bar or watching Netflix for hours. So just think about those things. And then 10, oh my goodness, we made it to number 10, can you believe it? Okay, so number 10, expert life editors. They are imperfect. They are really, really imperfect. And believe me, I'm super imperfect. I mean, I'm teaching life editing, but I'm really imperfect. Like I've got my cheat sheet here. I'm being imperfect with you right now. So why are expert life editors imperfect? You're gonna reach your goals if you allow yourself to have flaws, if you allow yourself to be a human being, really. You're not a perfectionist, you're not Superwoman, you're not whatever. You're a life editor. And life editing by its very nature means you're always editing. You are always going around through the 5 steps over and over again to make more changes. I mean, that's the very reason that I made it a cyclical framework, because you will go through it over and over and over again. Why are you always life editing? Because your life is always changing. And that means you're going to have slip-ups, things are going to happen, and you're going to have to be okay with being imperfect. I would rather see you make progress imperfectly than feel like you have to do everything perfect so you don't do anything at all. No, that doesn't happen to you, right? No, of course not. Here's an example of me being imperfect. At the time of this recording, I'm having some issues with my Life Editor Clubhouse membership site. Some people can get in, some people can't log in, some passwords aren't working. It's kind of a big mess, and it's been a big mess for a few days. Long story short, my plugins aren't like talking to each other well. They're like fighting with each other. So I've got my IT people working on it, but in the meantime, I'm fielding emails and messages from people saying, how come I can't watch the video? Why can't I get in there? Have you uploaded this yet? What's going on? And I'm just like, it's under construction, which is really hard for me because I like to be of service to my life editors because I love you guys and I want things to be working for you. And it's kind of embarrassing that my Clubhouse is not working really well right now and that people are having issues with it because I feel like it makes me look unprofessional. I don't want to be unprofessional. So how I'm dealing with this is being imperfect, forgiving myself and saying, you know, I'm doing the best I can. I'm answering the emails as they come in. I'm sending things off when I can send things off manually. And I've got my IT people working on it. It's the best that I can do, and it's going to be okay. Even if it's still a little funky for a while, it's going to be okay in the end. And I just need to kind of live with the imperfection and live with the uncomfortable feeling for a little while. So think about that. Is there something in your life where you just need to forgive yourself and allow yourself to be imperfect? Expert life editors do this. They are okay with being imperfect. They're going to go to the beach and rock their swimsuit, even if their body isn't perfect or a beach body. They're going to launch their website, even if it only has their about page on it and nothing else. They're going to be there with their kids, even if they don't really know what they're doing and they don't think they're the best parent in the world. They're going to be there for their kids anyway, imperfectly. That's what being a life editor is. By its very nature, we are always editing. We're not perfect. We're rough drafts, and that's okay. So I hope you enjoyed these 10 habits of expert life editors. I want you to think of maybe where you have been doing only surface level life editing. Think about where you can take that next step, where you can up your game, where you can say, you know, I'm going to try a little bit harder. I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to edit a little bit more. I'm going to do what those expert life editors are doing. Take it to the next level. If you would really like to focus on your life editing and spend 4 days with other life editors and me here in sunny Orlando, Florida, well, I definitely invite you to join me for Life Editor Weekend. Tickets are on sale now, but they're only on sale through June 30th. So what's Life Editor Weekend? Well, it's my live event. It's at Lakeside Inn here in Orlando, Florida, and it's 4 days of life editing sessions, and we do yoga, and we eat lots of food, and we plan our businesses, and we work on our self-development. We make time for white space, and you get to bond with other women who are editing their lives just like you are. It's my most favorite event that I've done. And the first one was last year. It was my very first time doing it. So I'm running it again this year in September. And really it's where I feel like my best self. It's where I feel like I'm the best coach that I can be. And right now tickets are on sale. You can go to sagegrayson.com to get your tickets, and I will leave the link somewhere around here so you can check it out and look at the testimonials, look at everything that's included in the event. I give you 100 reasons why you should come to the event, and think about what you want to edit in your life. What do you really want to work on with me in person? What's your big goal for this year? Where do you want to go in your business? Where do you want to go with your health? Where do you want to go in your relationships? We cover it all at Life Editor Weekend, and I would love to see you in person. For those of you who have come to Life Editor Weekend or one of my other retreats, you know, I'm a big hugger, so like, I'll be coming after you. I'll be hugging you. So if you'd like to hug me in person, plus get some really great planning and life editing done, please come to Life Editor Weekend. The link is somewhere around here. All right, so that's all I've got for you today here on Facebook Live. Thanks for being here with me, and I will hope you will try some of these expert life editor habits this week so you can take your life editing to the next level. And then come join me at Life Editor Weekend here in Orlando. All right, that's all for now. Talk to you soon.